Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back if you are new. My name is Hetty and I'm a life and mindset coach, and I help people who feel currently stuck in their lives, who feel unfulfilled, who keep self-sabotaging, to find their purpose and start creating a life that they are truly passionate about. So today in this video I'm going to be talking all about how to stop self-sabotage, what it is, why we do it, and how to stop. So no matter what your goals are in life, whether that be to become healthier, to lose weight, to stop binge eating, to achieve a lifelong dream that you might have, when we have a goal and the act of self-sabotaging, when we know what we need to do but we don't actually follow through, we don't commit to it, we keep falling back into old behaviours. So for example, if you really just want to be super fit and super healthy, you know what you need to do in terms of how to get there, and it would mean, you know, being committed to going to the gym, to exercising regularly, to eating healthier, you know, eating healthier foods and coming up with a routine that you stick to. But yet you find yourself continuing to fall back into old habits. Maybe you sack off the gym and you don't, you know, you end up eating takeaways, you're not eating healthier, and it comes around on Sunday evening and you just think to yourself, I've not done anything towards my goals, I've not committed to myself, here I go again, Monday I'm going to start afresh and I'm going to commit to it this time. And lo and behold, midway through the week you've not already been to the gym, you've been eating unhealthy, you've not committed. So if this sounds like you, please keep watching, as I am going to be giving you advice on tips and tricks on how to stop self-sabotaging. So tip number one, and this really just comes from my years of being a personal trainer and seeing the mistakes that I saw a lot of people, particularly when their goal was health and fitness or to lose weight, that they set themselves up for failure, meaning that they set too high expectations to themselves straight off the bat. So what I mean by this is, maybe at the moment you aren't very active, you don't go to the gym, you don't have a regular workout or exercise schedule, but yet you are essentially expecting yourself to go to the gym or exercise 5 days a week, when at the moment you're currently doing 0. So if you are finding yourself not following through, self-sabotaging on your goals, what I would advise you to do first is to see where your expectations are coming from. Are they realistic? And that's absolutely fine that you want to work out 5 days a week. I'm definitely not saying, you know, that shouldn't be a goal. But in order to get to that goal of working out 5 days a week, you first need to meet yourself in the middle. You can't expect to run before you can walk. And that is what this is about. It's about bridging that gap, making that habit become a reality. It becomes even easier. If we don't achieve that 5 days a week, we're going to feel super defeated, and we're not going to feel like we can even do the things that we want to do. So essentially what we need to do is set ourselves up for realistic habits that we can achieve. So maybe at the moment you're currently not exercising at all. Give yourself the goal of working out for 10 to 20 minutes once or twice a week. Okay, and this is what I would tell clients that came into the gym. I would say, rather than expecting yourself to go 5-6 days a week, I want you to make the goal of just going 1 day a week. And at first they were like, yeah, but I want to go more than that. 1 day a week isn't going to do anything. And yes, like, effectively, to achieve a certain goal, we will need to go a certain number of times a week. But once you can commit to doing once a week, anything else is a bonus. And two, once you can see yourself making that 1 day a week a regular routine, everything will then start to fall into place. You will then find it easier to go once a week, so then you up it to twice a week. Twice a week starts to become easy, so you start going 3 times a week, and that's how we build the habit. So that is my first number tip. If you are finding yourself self-sabotaging, make sure you are setting yourself up for success by setting your goals and intentions so that they are realistic for where you're at currently. Don't set unrealistic targets for yourself, because in the end we're only going to feel defeated, we're only going to feel like a failure because we didn't meet our standards. So we need to meet ourselves with where we are right now, and our standards will start to improve the more we grow. So making sure that whatever goal you have for yourself, you are making your expectations realistic. That is number one, because you can't ever expect to achieve. Rome wasn't built in a day, guys, remember that. So making sure you're setting realistic expectations for yourself first off. And then if you are still finding that you are self-sabotaging, maybe let's go back to our eating behaviours, that you're going to the gym once a week and you're trying to eat healthy, at least, you know, a couple of meals in a row, but you are finding yourself not committing, or you're falling back into your old habits. Maybe you're not eating as healthy, and sooner or later that gym habit starts to fall away and you're not eating as many vegetables. Or maybe let's say that you find yourself procrastinating quite a lot and you're not achieving what you want to achieve, you know, financially or within your career, because you continue to self-sabotage. What I want you to first understand about self-sabotage is it's nothing personal. I think many people, including myself, when I've self-sabotaged, we internalize it and we make it mean something more than what it is, meaning we take it personally. We think that it proves to us that we are incapable of achieving goals, that we are a failure at heart, and so on. If this resonates with you at all, please leave a comment down below and share your experience and your thoughts. I'd be really, really intrigued to know. But one of the biggest things and the biggest turnarounds for me, especially because I used to self-sabotage so much in many areas. I used to overeat, I used to procrastinate so much. But what I realised actually, that self-sabotage is nothing but a habit. Okay, I'm going to repeat that again for you guys in the back to hear that. Self-sabotage is nothing but a habit. Okay, meaning that it's something that we have repeatedly done. We've repeated a certain behaviour a certain number of times, because maybe that first time that we did it, we seeked a lot of pleasure out of it, and through repetition, through doing it over and over again, that has now become ingrained within our brain as a neuro pathway, meaning that it sparks in our brain something that is ingrained. So basically, if you imagine in the snow, I'm going to use this example. If you imagine in the snow, you've got footprints leading a certain way, and then you've got fresh snow the other side. On the side of the footpath, you can walk within those footprints. That path is a lot clearer than the other way. There's no well-trodden footprints within that path. This path has well-trodden footprints and it's cleared the way. Now this is exactly what happens within our brain, because we've acted on that certain behaviour so many times. That pathway within our brain is stronger than a lot of other paths, meaning that it becomes so easy to act upon, and our brain almost wants us to act on it because it thinks it's going to help us. The problem obviously lies when it's a behaviour that we want to get rid of, i.e. our habit could be worrying, self-sabotaging, overeating, overspending, whatever that may be. The only reason that we continue to repeat a behaviour is because we've acted on it so many times before in the past. So that is good news, because it means that we can therefore change it. Okay, so self-sabotage is not about you as a person. It doesn't mean that you are a failure. It just simply means that whatever habit that you're trying to get rid of, and whatever habit you're self-sabotaging yourself with, you've acted upon so many times that your brain now sees it as necessary for your survival. So in order to break that habit of self-sabotaging, we first need to become aware of the behaviour. And this is something that I teach my clients to do. We focus a lot on being more aware of our behaviours and our thought patterns. Notice what habits that you want to change. Notice the habit specifically that is encouraging you to self-sabotage on your goals. What do you need to stop in order to achieve the goal that you want? Once you do that, you can start to notice the thoughts that you have prior to that behaviour. So normally our thoughts create our feelings. So if our thoughts about something creates the urge to go out and act on a certain behaviour, I'm thinking, for instance, my experience with binge eating, that I would have an urge to go and overeat. I would have an urge to binge eat on certain foods. So before I could stop that habit, I first needed to become aware of the thoughts that I was thinking and the urge itself that caused me to self-sabotage. Okay, so once I was aware of the urges that I was experiencing, I could then separate myself from that urge, and I do that by bringing awareness into the situation. We have our higher brain, which our higher brain is the part of our brain which has our best self at heart. So that's the part of us that wants to achieve amazing things, that has these goals and ambitions. Okay, that is like your true self. And then we have the lower part of the brain, which contains all of our habits and behaviours. It's got our instincts in there, our animal instincts, and it's set up for survival. So it fears the unknown, it's on the lookout for potential dangers as well. So once we can separate those two parts of our brain, we can notice which part is speaking when those urges come up. So for instance, let's say your urge or your self-sabotaging behaviour is overeating and you want to lose weight. When that thought comes up in your mind, that I want to eat loads of food right now, or I'll just have one, I'll exercise later, or I really just want to eat right now. Notice that thought straight away, become aware of it and hear what it's saying. Now, the important thing here is to become detached from that thought, so don't get absorbed by it. The moment we become absorbed by a thought, we then start to believe that it's really us. And the fact of the matter is, it's not. We can control, from our higher brain, we can control our voluntary movements, we can control our bodily function, our muscle contractions. So for instance, when I have the urge to go and overeat, that's the urge, but it cannot actually control me walking to the fridge and getting food. The part of my brain that can do that is my higher brain, which is the part of the brain that has my best self at heart. So know that you have control just simply by being aware. When you're aware of when that thought comes up, you then have a choice. You can have a choice whether to listen to that urge and become involved in it, or you can stay separated from it. So you can stay within awareness, you can hear what it's saying, but stay detached and just know, like it would be, you know, if you had a screaming child in the back seat of your car, you could either get in an argument with it, you could get really emotionally upset by it, or you could simply just hear it for what it is and become completely detached to it. Now, the more that you practice of detaching yourself from those urges and detaching yourself from those thoughts and becoming aware of your thoughts, the more you will start to rewire your brain. You will start to rewire your habits. So for instance, the more you stop acting on those urges to overeat, that then becomes a habit because you've practiced that for so long. So what we need to do in order to change a certain habit is we need to create a new one, and we need to practice doing that every single time. So just know that the more you don't act on an urge, the more you're going to make that your new habit. So if your urge is to procrastinate, but you start acting on when you hear that urge to just go on your phone or be lazy, once you start acting and start doing the work when you really don't feel like it, but you continue to do it, you start to build that new habit up, and that then becomes a new neuro pathway within your brain. This is all how habits are formed. So we need to act out on a certain habit more and more times for that to become our new normal. And the less we act on our old habits, our brains then recognize that we don't actually need that habit after all, so it will no longer send out urges or impulses to act out in a certain way or think a certain way. So I hope this video has helped, guys, and giving you a bit of a different perspective on habits, that you are not your habits and that you are not broken. It's simply a habit that you have of self-sabotaging, that, you know, you can break this habit and it's not part of you, it's not part of your identity, and it doesn't mean that you're going to be a failure. You just need to change and rewire your brain. You just need to change your way of thinking and behaving. So if this video has helped in any way, please let me know in the comment section down below. Please give me a like and subscribe to this channel if you want to see more. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram as well, as I'm super active on there. I'll leave my Instagram handle down below so you can check that out. I also have just recently launched a new podcast called the Coffee and Cake Podcast, so I will link that also down below. That is available on iTunes, Apple Podcasts and Spotify and most other platforms as well. So if you're interested in mindset, growth, personal development, health and wellness, be sure to check that out, as that's basically the whole topic on my podcast and my whole platform anyway. So please don't forget to check that out. I also have a free private Facebook group available for those who are wanting to level up within your life, whether you're, you know, a truly ambitious person but you're noticing that you're self-sabotaging in certain ways, your limited beliefs are holding you back from achieving those big goals that you have for yourself. If that is of interest to you, I have a free private Facebook group available which contains a lot of my coaching methods that I help my own clients overcome, so that you guys can overcome your limiting behaviors and beliefs as well, so that you can start achieving your goals and living your best life as well. So I'll leave all of those links down below, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.